Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people, and happy Friday to you guys. Welcome to another round of daily motivations for African American success, where we come to you we have been coming to you each day now, 191 days straight for daily motivations for African American success. So thank you guys again for rocking with us. For those of you who have been to the barbecue a few times over, thank you. And for those of you who are new, first timers, welcome. And as we say, please share this good food. Please share it. Please share it. Good morning, Brandon. How is it going?
Good morning, Mama. Doing good. How you doing today? I'm feeling good. I got my coffee early this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, got
right.
some good sleep. How about you?
Well, I had everything kind of ready for you. So I went right on up there and I went right upstairs and I snuggled in so good. I put my music on, that not music, but the stuff that you sent me, the reading. I don't know which one I listened to last night, but I did. I slept good. I think it was the Sarah one, the reading of Sarah,
Sarah.
I think. But
Oh,
nonetheless, I got some good
it's called
sleep. I'm
Surah.
up, ready to go. Got another busy day today. I don't know what it was. Surah. Okay.
Yeah, Surah just
So
means
good.
chapter.
Everything, everyone, Miss Brenda says, and she says, happy Friday chapter.
Hey,
Okay.
Miss Brenda.
Yep. So, but I did. I slept well. I'm ready for today, ready for the weekend. Y'all, just feeling motivated today. I really am. So, in spite of
Good.
everything. So, let's get. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm good. I
You
got
good?
some good sleep last night. Didn't really wake up in the night or anything. A lot of my days are determined about my sleep the night before and how much rest I got the night before. So woke up this morning, got my prayer, laid down for a little bit after that. Got some coffee pretty early now. So I'm sipping good, sitting high. Got a busy day ahead of me, but it's Friday, TGIF. I'll be going to my Muslims have Fridays, so we have service on Fridays. And so I'll be going to that, spending some time with some family, and then helping some of my fight guys finish their weight cut to weigh in today at 3. So quite a little busy day, but
Where
it'll
are
be
the
productive and some business stuff too.
fight? Is the fight in Tennessee or out of town?
It's in Arkansas.
Okay. Okay. So not too
Yeah,
far.
not too far at all. Not too far at
Oh,
all.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
but
All
that's
right.
it.
Well, let's get. I'm trying to think. Do I have anything yesterday? I don't. I feel like yesterday was just like it flew by so fast. Like there was, just a lot, just a lot. Had a whole day. Like I feel like I had a whole day and needed a few, but I think I was just kind of too caught up in it to even notice if there was anything. There was something, and I'll finish that conversation today. Um, I heard this man say, "Gosh, the making of a slave." And it
Mm,
wasn't funny, but I had to laugh because of the way he said it. And what he was referring to is how difficult it is. I'm gonna just say it, y'all, to sell to black people. And it's things that they want, like they come up to you. It's fruits and veggies. And it's almost like you gotta force it down, or they kept asking for discounts and things like that, right? Or they'll and so he was just like, and this is an older gentleman, like he's probably 79, 80 years old. And I was like, I was just intrigued that he mentioned the making of a slave, the Willie Lynch letter and all of that. That's what he was talking about.
oh wow,
And so
wow.
that's when I told him, I said, I thought I had told you about my son and I we do. So he and I will finish that conversation today because I had to kind of get out yesterday. But that was my most memorable and interesting moment for yesterday. So
Wow,
we got some,
he went hard on him for a discount, huh? But I understand. I understand what he's.
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
there's a lot of context there.
Right, because he's a farmer. Like he gets up and pulls
Oh.
stuff in the mornings. Like he this is his livelihood. This is what he's doing now. Retired military guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he and his wife do this together. They make his wife makes jelly, chow chow, all kinds of things, and so he comes out and he sells it. And she's in another place, so he sells it in one location and she does it in a different one. So they're working
Mm-hmm.
together for sure, but I mean, that's you got to support. That's kind of like what I was talking about when we were saying about my cousin in Albany. Like, how dare I go and expect a discount or even allow him to give me one because this is his business. This is how
Right.
he do business. And if I don't go somewhere else and ask for it, show not going to ask for it from my cousin. So that was
Right.
my interesting moment. So Brandon, I'm holding for you on your stuff there. Mike says good morning, everyone. If you guys are out there, say hello to us as we bring our Instagram people in. Want to say good morning to you who are listening by way of YouTube. So we thank you for that as well. So, all right, Brandon.
Awesome.
Uh,
Awesome. I'll be sending you this right now.
all right.
There we go. So you already
Okay.
looked at the chat, see who we got there, Mike, Miss Brenda. Hopefully a couple more people step in from Instagram, and then we'll get the show started. Y'all, thank y'all for being patient with us as we get this going. We will get you in and out of here in no time. But thank you for allowing us to be a part of your morning routine, the bright and earlies. Mr. Alvin Williams is they say good morning. Good morning, Alvin. Good to have you back, brother. Good to
Big
have you back.
Al Sal in the house.
She she won't let that one go for you. Al Sal.
All right, Brandon, we should be good to go there. Now,
So
Al Sal trying to call me out through his brother. I'm not reading his comments. I'm going to mess with him for life now. Big Al Sal, Alvin Williams Jr.
oh, she said your government, man. She said your government name.
Yeah, that's what I got to say. So he know I'm responding to his comments. Big Al Sal. I got to figure out why I call you Big Al Sal. I don't know. All right, so we good on Instagram.
Yep, we're all good.
All
So
right.
so
Good
everyone, if
morning,
you this is your
Latasha.
first time, what'd you say?
I was saying good morning to Latasha.
Oh
She's
yeah.
checked in
What's up,
by
cuz?
way of
Cuz
YouTube.
if this is your first time, or if this is if you're um, a repeat listener and watcher, you might know or you might not know that we are going through Daily Motivations for African American Success. This is a book that'll help you focus on the thoughts, the attitudes, and the deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. In 365 short but powerful motivations, one for each day of the year, Dennis Kimbro leads us to discover uh, how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, how to cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes, when to say no, and how to look inward for answers to life's challenges. So each one of these motivations begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished African Americans and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. So this treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year, but what it teaches will last you a lifetime. So here we go for another one of those life lessons in day 190, 91.
91.
191 consecutive days of
Isn't
this.
that
Mom,
something?
yeah, we're almost at 200 days. Time. If nothing else, y'all,
Y'all.
notice. I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, for you, definitely. Um,
For us, sir, seriously,
yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But
yeah.
just to, also time, y'all. Time goes by so quick. Imagine if the compounding uh, of whatever you do continually, daily. What if we started? I mean, we did start a habit, but think about all the other habits that we could start, and then 191 days in, where would we be? from starting those habits. So what are some good habits that you can incorporate in your life? For me, I'm thinking about this, speaking of myself first, dang, 191 days. 191 days. What all have I done? What all have I learned? Have I moved the needle or pushed the bar or moved the ball down the field in different areas of my life in these last 191 days? What has been the benefit of being here? And if you guys see it in your lives, then let us know in the comment section about what this podcast, what this show does for you, and what keeps you coming back. And then once you let us know, that gives us an idea of what we can do better. And then also, share this with someone else who you think can use this same type of motivation or this same type of benefit. So if you find value in this show, then please let us know what that value is, and then also share that value with someone else. Okay.
Brandon, for me, it's about a number of things, but this is probably the longest that I've did. I don't when we went into this, doing it this long, like I said it, but I don't know if I really thought about what that meant, right? And there have been days where I thought, well, maybe I do need to rest in the morning. Maybe I need to let Brandon just do it. But I don't know if I would even be able to lay there. I think I would still be up
Yeah.
wanting to do it. Right. So I think discipline, creating, like you said, a habit, a healthy, positive habit that feeds your spirit, right? That helps you grow, um, and learn about yourself more, right? So that you could be the best version of yourself. So discipline, habits, and things like that, consistency, so that I can grow, from that mirror, right? Right. So thank you for I don't know, birthing this baby in a sense, right? And I say that, y'all, because I've asked Brandon to join me like over and over again. So, and I used to feel like, well, maybe he don't want to work with his mama.
No, it's not that.
But anyway, all right, let's jump into it so we don't lose our time.
191 days later. I hope you don't think that. We still don't think that. But all right. So today is August the 9th. Today's uh, today's passage is titled "Sharing Your Gifts." Sharing your gifts. And our quote today comes from Barbara Smith, the former fashion model and restaurateur. I guess that's a word for an entrepreneur that does restaurants, a restaurateur. Barbara Smith said, "Our aim should be service, not success." Our aim should be service, not success. And the passage goes as follows. Surely one of the saddest experiences in life is to hear someone say, "If only I could run, jump, sing, dance, or write like him or her." The message is, if I just had someone else's ability, I'd be a star. But this simply isn't true. You're fooling yourself if you believe that you would utilize someone else's ability if you are not using your own. The truth of the matter is, you already possess the ability and tools necessary for success. But you must use your gifts and your ability. And the most effective way to share your gifts is through service. A guest in a hotel restaurant mentioned to the head waiter one morning and said, a guest in a hotel restaurant motioned to the head waiter one morning and said, "I want 2 boiled eggs, one of them so undercooked that it's runny, and the other so overcooked that it tastes like rubber. I would also like an order of grilled bacon left on the counter to get cold, burnt toast that crumbles as soon as you touch it with a knife, butter so cold that it rips the bread as it spreads, and a cup of very weak coffee, lukewarm." "That's a complicated order, sir," replied the bewildered waiter. "It might be a bit difficult." The guest shot back, "Oh, but that's exactly what you gave me yesterday." Unfortunately, Far too many of us don't bother to use our gifts to the best of our ability. Complacency and indifference can be found anywhere. Be sure not to fall into this trap. And so, our affirmation or motivation at the bottom of the page after this short passage says, say it with deeds, and words will become unnecessary. Say it with deeds, and words will become unnecessary. And last time, say it with deeds, and words will become unnecessary. What you think about that, Mama Deuce?
Man, Brandon, y'all. Okay, so listen. So say it with deeds and words will become unnecessary. I didn't get to read this one, but I love it. So today I'm doing a presentation on the word excellence, right? So I've been in my head this morning about excellence, right? And I thought about the guy in Clarksville, Tennessee, the school crossing guard, and
Mm-hmm.
how he's known by the town because of the way he does his job. Rain, sleet, snow, whatever. You hear about him when you're eating dinner, right? So I'm out, and that's how I learned about it. I was in Clarksville for a meeting. And so to the point where I wanted to go see this guy do what he does, right? And they were right. Like it was as if every person that came down that street was his child or his mother or his sister. He did it with a sense of excellence.
Mm.
I love how it switches here as well. Our aim should be service, not success. When we've been talking about success for quite a while, right? But a different kind of success. We've also been talking about how important it is to be a servant, right? And when you are not doing, this is what I was thinking this morning, when you are not doing it for you, but for the good, for God, for people, for all of us, when you are willing to share your gifts, in order to share your gifts, you have to be operating in your gifts. So it's funny here also where it says, if only I could do this, do this, do this. Well, if you would do what you could do, you wouldn't want to do what someone else does. But that's how we think about it. That's how we see it. I was also thinking about death, how we talked about it a day or two ago,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of how we don't value people until or see the value in them or realize how much they mean to us until they're no longer here. But while they're here, it could be the ride or die person for you. It could be the person that you've never called on and they weren't there for you, right? Most times we don't go towards them. We don't make sure that they're okay. We don't check on them until we need them, right? Until there's something going on in our lives. I've had this happen many times over where to the point, y'all, where I would have heard that this person is just kind of talking about me in a way like, what? Really? And the same person will call for the advice that they need, right? While they talk about what I think I'm doing, right? How I think I'm growing, but be the same people who apparently I am, because if you are talking about me in one sense and then calling me when you need advice, think about the what you say were cognitive dissonance, Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
in that one, right? So I've been in a point where I didn't want to share. I didn't want to share. But how do we talk about there's a chicken place on every corner and they're doing just fine? So when your aim, think about what's your aim. Is it to be a servant? And then if so, to who and to what? To God or to your ego, to yourself, right? Are you prideful? Do you want to hold on to things that don't even serve you? Talking about our farmer yesterday, people coming up and we could say that well, maybe they didn't have money. Y'all, we need to stop. Black folks, we need to stop talking about what we don't have, because y'all spending money on stuff that you don't need, right? So you have it when you want it, We pack out concerts, all kinds of events, right? We run around here with all extra kind of stuff. And I'm like, how y'all doing this? How you doing it? No wonder you don't have anything to share. No wonder when I post something in the family reunion family site that nobody will even stand up and give $1.
Mm.
Right? That's sad. Y'all, by the way, someone did step up and donate $100 out of the family. That's been the only one so far. However, kudos to Miss Earlene. And y'all, I knew Miss Earlene once she heard that. And I just knew that she was going to say, Tammy, I want to contribute. I knew it because that's her spirit. But I'm gonna tell you something. The people who give the most, you look at their lives, they're the most blessed. Miss Earlene, a African American family, she's been retired, she and her husband, for many years, many years, retired, just chilling. Husband going to play golf, do what he
Yeah.
wants. They own their time.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
People who are their age still working. You know why? Because they lived outside of their means. So they got to keep on working, right? So there's a lot of ways you can look at this. That's just my sight on it and in it. If only I could run, jump, sing, dance, or write like him or her. The message is if I just had someone else's ability, I'd be a star. But this simply isn't true. You're fooling yourself if you believe that you would utilize someone else's ability if you are not using your own. You would say the same thing with somebody else's ability if they were yours. Period. Over to you, Brandon.
Thanks, Mom. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have too much to say about this one. I like it. I'm kind of soaking it all in today. One thing I did notice, the title is sharing your gifts, right? I'm, I thought about different people that I've heard of that volunteered or did free internships before hitting it big by
Mm-hmm.
showing
Mm-hmm.
sense their worth inside of the industry or field um, that they wanted to be in. They just put themselves in that place. I think so many times we do things for money to where we miss out on the opportunity. If you know what I mean. So like we'll say, well,
Right.
I really want to do this, but I'm gonna go make some money in places when they don't. And I even think back on, like I have a friend, I won't say his name because he likes me to keep his stuff private. But mom, my wife, y'all probably know who I'm talking about. But he's a young man who is in his mid 20s uh, and like 24ish, and he stays with his father. And he's been working, and his number one goal is to buy a house, find a woman, get married, and settle down. Right? That's his number one goal. Uh, so he's been saving for about 2 years now. Right? He's been literally saving to do this. He doesn't know how to go purchase a house. He doesn't know anything like that. But he's been coming to me for about 2 years about how do I establish good credit? How do I do this? How do I do this? And he hasn't been investing or anything like that, but he has saved up a significant amount of money in 2 years, right? And he still lives with his father, still lives very low beneath kind of the means of which he could he could live this way. And when I was when how he could live, but when I was reading this, I thought about him because he's not a guy of many words, but his actions make the words unnecessary, as the affirmation said at the end, right? And so I thought about him in reading this because he's very action driven. Like if I say, hey man, I need this or whatever, he'll say, okay, bro, and hang up the phone. And then a couple minutes later, he's done whatever I needed or whatever request. So for people like that, when they call upon me, I try to mirror that type of commitment, dedication, awareness, and purity of word and intent, right? So having few words doesn't mean you're a bad communicator, right? There are other ways to communicate. And one of those ways is through your actions, through your service. So if you put yourself in the places of what you need, everything else will come, right? So let's try to replace this, right? So on the bottom it says, say it with deeds and words will become unnecessary. Or do it with service and the money or the success will come. Do it with service and the success will come. I think about I was actually listening on the radio yesterday because I like the talk show hosts and stuff. So I flipped through. I like talk shows on radio, and I was actually flipping through on, and I think I stopped at K97, and it was on Angela Yee, who is a radio personality that used to be on the Breakfast Club, but now she has her own show, and she was talking about this young lady who they I think had on the show, and she said this young lady is always she didn't have a job in radio at all. She was like a high school student when she first, or middle school or high school student when she first met her, but she was always in the right places. She was always at the studio, at the radio place, saying, "Can I just sit around and watch? Can I just come in? Is there anything y'all need help with? Can I bring you paper? Can I?" Not asking for money, but asking to be in the midst of those who were doing what she wanted to do, showing up at different events, even if she didn't have tickets to get in, with no expectation of getting anything, but for just putting herself in that space and offering herself as a service. And now, I think years later, and she's, ended up getting the contacts of like Angela Yee and Mano and a couple other people. And she said, Angela Yee said that sometimes she would text her, and because of logistics or her being busy, Angela wouldn't get back to her for days or, maybe a week or two at sometimes, right? And that the young lady never felt disgruntled about it, never showed like, "Oh, you too good for me," or anything like that. She would just say, "All in God's time." All in God's time is what the young lady would say. And so now that young lady is getting a huge opportunity and is actually going to be paid a good amount for doing what she loves to do. But had she taken the conventional route, "Oh, I'm not going up there," she might have copped out for less. She might have copped out for an hourly wage, per se, just to make a couple dollars instead of pursuing her actual dream and putting herself in the spaces that and around the people that she needed to be around. So go find peers that are doing what you want to do and be of service to those people. Make yourself useful. Show the utility in what you have. And the success, I think, is easier to come that way. Instead of going to people and telling them with your words, "I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this," go and be of service. Stop trying to work for the exchange so immediately because it seems disingenuous, like you're just trying to gain something. And as soon as you gain it, or as soon as you get that job, so you might have been sitting there saying, "I'll be the best cook in the restaurant. I'll be the best waiter in the restaurant. I'll be the this, I'll be the that." And then you get the job and now you're showing up late. You get the job and now you're cooking one egg too hard to where it tastes like rubber and the other egg too soft to where it's runny. The bacon is cold because you left it on the stove. But you said when you got this job that you were going to be the best cooker, the best waiter. But now that you got it, what are you doing to keep it?
Possibly prayed for it.
Possibly prayed for it, right?
Right.
So, I mean, we, and I'm speaking to myself first because, like, once we get things, we have to maintain them. And I think in the microwave culture that we have today, society tells us when it's not shiny anymore, throw it away. When it's not giving you all the energy and making you feel that novel feeling, then when that moment escapes you, throw it away, get another one, right? Whereas I think older people who may have grown up during the Depression or shortly thereafter, they say, you know, save what you and can what you save, right? And for us, as soon as we get, you know, but they had glass bottles, we had plastic bottles. You see the difference? Like their things were structurally had more integrity. They could save those things. And today, I was at the gym and just saw how many plastic bottles we throw away at the gym every single day, right? So we're not really utilizing what we have and reusing what we have, or using what we have internally, our talents. So are you doing your best is the question I want to ask everyone. Are you doing your best with what you have? And if you aren't, then how can you expect more when you're not maintaining what you have, or you're not using what you currently have? So if you look at someone else and you say, if only I had what they have, if only I possessed their whatever the things, the adjectives that they were describing, you have that same potential. If you're not doing something with what you have currently, then how can you expect to say, or how do you even logically say that you would do something different with what they have, right? So if you're not mowing your own grass, why are you looking on the other side to see if it's greener? If that makes sense. If you're not watering your own grass.
Right.
So that's all I had. I
Right.
said I had a little bit more.
I know, right? Brandon, it's also makes me think about how we are so quick to tell people what they should do in their
Mm,
own situations and how they should do it. But in
mm-hmm.
the same situation, kind of like when you are walking to, I mean, the pedestrian, you're walking across the street, you want the car to be
Right.
patient and wait and slow down for you. But when you're in the car, you want that pedestrian to hurry to
Yeah.
go, right?
Yeah.
So, and lastly, Brandon, you mentioned volunteering, y'all. If you have never, or if you've not in a long time, consider volunteering your time,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's home, for the homelessness, whatever it is. I remember volunteering for the crisis center. Everybody has a crisis center where people are able, crisis hotline. And I used to do it overnight. So I would go there and I would work the night shift, not work, volunteer, because I didn't get paid for it. And you are sitting there accepting calls from people who are in crisis, most of the time suicidal, just really going through things, and they just want to talk to someone.
Yeah.
That's it. It's y'all, it helps you put your own life in perspective. It makes you grateful. If you don't even have enough, it makes you grateful for just having a little bit, a little bit more. So
Mm.
I don't know, just some things to think about today. Brandon, that's all I have.
All right. Well, y'all, thank you so much. I don't have anything else myself. Do we have any comments on this subject?
Um, Auntie Richetta came in. Good morning, butterfly and family. She gives us the heart kisses, and she says she's in Walmart. Richetta is doing. I got to call her. And that's it so far. I put some things out there when you mentioned the shiny new object syndrome, or you
Okay.
mentioned the new object. Yes, so I put just a little bit out there about that. But if you Google shiny new object syndrome, read about it. It'll help you determine, or find out more about yourself, how we are drawn to new things, how we get stale. And y'all, I think that's just because we don't know who we are. We've not settled into who we are. We've not looked inward, so that we're excited. Well, we're joyful when new things come about, and we appreciate them. We bring them into our old, right? It's more about you coming into the old that we know and we've perfected and we've grown through, not about me having needing something new all the time to keep me, I don't know, amidst, keep me happy and up. We always kind of looking for something to mask something. I think that's the best way to put that. When you're excited, so excited that you forget about the old, you're trying to mask something, right? Because to me, it's aging your life, growing, seasoned. Older people who are seasoned in life and know who they are and just trust God. They're some of the most beautiful people in the world to me. I could sit and talk with them in a bed of ants. Like that's how that like it's just amazing So there you go, Brandon. Let's close it out.
Sounds good. Well, thank y'all again. It's 7:35, ending it pretty well on time today. Keeping it nice, short, and sweet. I hope that it was sweet enough for you to, really taste the benefit of these little short passages in the book, Daily Motivation for African American Success. If you don't have the book, please go get this book. It's on Amazon. It's a very, very small price for such a big lesson, such a big gift, and such a high value book. So if you're gaining something from this book every day, I think it's only right that you support this author, Dennis Kimbro. He has many other books. Miss Brenda actually got my mother another one of his books about being a grandparent. So thank you, Miss Brenda, for returning, and not even returning, but just giving the keeping the cycle of gifting going and being generous and being charitable. So we really appreciate that. I appreciate it, even though, the gift was to my mother. Like, these things mean a lot and impact us all. So thank you for that. Thank you all for joining us today, for giving us a part of your morning. Again, letting us be a part of your routine in the morning. And thank God it's Friday. Y'all go out there, be great. And we're gonna review this one more time before we close the show. And if y'all need anything else, or you guys have a question or a comment, please be sure to leave it in the comment box. Go to the YouTube if you're not there already. Like, subscribe, and share this content with someone else. You never know who needs to hear this. So today, on August 9th, our title was Sharing Your Gifts. And Barbara Smith, the former fashion model and restaurateur, said, "Our aim should be service, not success." And our affirmation, or our motivation at the end of the passage, says, "Say it with deeds, and words will become unnecessary." Say it with deeds, and words will become unnecessary. So guys, take that in, save it in your conscious, go out there, stay aware, stay present, and share your gifts. Give service, and that success will come. That's all we have for today. We'll see you tomorrow for day 192 on the End This Season podcast, where we go through daily motivations for African American success. Y'all take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.